What is system on a chip? System on a chip is an integrated circuit which makes most, if not all, parts of a computer or other electronic systems integrated into one chip instead of having the parts be individual. For example, instead of having a CPU, motherboard, GPU, and RAM all coming in separate pieces and putting them together yourself to form your computer, a system on a chip makes it so all of these pieces are integrated into one. Some popular examples of system on a chip includes Apple's M1 and M2 series computers, Qualcomm's Snapdragon series phones, which integrate the CPU, GPU, and other parts of the phone into one chip, the NVIDIA Tegra series, which powers the Nintendo Switch and brings a balance of graphical performance added onto energy efficiency, are just some popular examples that we may recognize of system on a chip. What are some benefits of system on a chip? Well, first, compact design, as system on a chip allows for the integration of multiple components such as CPU, GPU, memory, connectivity modules, and more onto a single chip. This leads to smaller and more compact devices, which is especially important for devices that are meant to be compact and mobile while still being efficient at having a good performance output. Think of laptops, phones, and mobile gaming devices such as the Nintendo Switch. To add on, integration reduces the need for inter-chip communication, which leads to reduced power consumption, bringing us to our second point of power efficiency, as components can be optimized to work together, improving overall energy efficiency, and this can be seen in Apple's M series of computers as well as the Nintendo Switch. Our third point would be performance, as SoCs can be designed to have components that are closely interconnected, minimizing latency and increasing performance. This is particularly advantageous for applications that require real-time processing and can help to have smaller devices which are very capable of having a high-performance output. We can see this especially in the Apple M1 and M2 series laptops, which are very powerful for editing and other forms of videography that a lot of people will do on these MacBooks, such as using programs as Premiere Pro, After Effects, and many other editing programs that are out there. Our next point would be cost saving. By integrating multiple components onto a single chip, the overall manufacturing and assembly costs can be reduced. This can make devices more affordable for consumers. To add on, reduced complexity. System on a chip simplifies the design and development process as engineers can focus on optimizing a single chip rather than coordinating multiple different components from different manufacturers and having to account for all of that compatibility. Customization. Manufacturers can design system on a chips tailored to a specific application, allowing for optimized performance and features that are well suited to a particular use case. And lastly, scalability, seeing as system on a chip designs can be scaled up or down depending on the application's requirements, making them very versatile for a wide range of devices. However, despite having many benefits, system on a chip designs still have some drawbacks. What are some of these drawbacks? Well, these include integration challenges, as integrating multiple components onto a single chip can lead to design and manufacturing challenges. Ensuring proper connectivity, avoiding interference, and managing heat dissipation can all be complex things that have to be accounted for when designing a system on a chip. Another drawback would be limited upgradability. Unlike systems with separate components like PCs, system on a chips are not easily upgradable. If one component becomes outdated or needs an upgrade or fails, the entire chip may need to be replaced, which is something that is seen with a lot of Apple M series line of computers, where for example, you're not able to upgrade the RAM or the internal storage of the devices, and the only way to do so would be to upgrade and buy a whole nother laptop. As I had touched on earlier, a drawback of single point of failure is very significant in system on a chip designs, seeing as if a single component on this chip fails, it can potentially render the entire device non-functional. And unlike most desktop PCs where we can just switch out a part that fails, let's say for example our GPU fails or our RAM, we could just buy another GPU or another stick of RAM, swap it out, and our PC is back up and running. With system on a chip designed computers or other electronics, this is not the case because it is much harder, if not impossible, to make this switch and switch out a piece that fails. Another challenge would be heat dissipation, as integrating multiple components on a single chip can lead to a concentrated heat generation requiring efficient thermal management to prevent overheating, which can be an issue for some manufacturers. However, from what I've seen, it can still be managed quite reasonably if there's a good budget behind the project. Now, speaking of project, some upcoming promising projects with system on a chip. For 2024, ARM claims that their big release will be the ARM Cortex X4, and this can be seen in Android phones and Windows laptops in 2024. From their claims, the big Cortex chip will have 15% higher performance and 40% power efficiency compared to the previous models, along with some other improvements that I will not go over in this video. Now for this upcoming piece of information, please take it with a grain of salt, as these are just some rumors that I have found, but I've provided the links for this information in the description from where I found it. These are rumors about the Apple M3 chips, which are rumored to come out later this year, and seem to be showing the most improvement when we get to the higher end chips, from the Pro to Max and then Ultra. But for this video, I will be touching upon the Max and the Ultra chips. When compared to the M2, the Max is rumored to have 16 CPU cores and 32 or 40 GPU cores, which compares to the M2 with 12 CPU cores and 30 to 38 GPU cores. As for the Ultra, the M3 is rumored to have 32 CPU cores and 64/80 GPU cores, when compared to the M2 Ultra, which has 24 CPU cores and 60 or 76 GPU cores. While there are more promising projects coming out that have to do with system on a chip, I will leave it here for now. Now, with system on a chip in view, let me know what you think of system on a chip and whether you're here for it or if you have something against it. Also, if you have any video idea suggestions, please comment them down below, as I'll reply to every single comment. Other than that, thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe.